Oh, it's okay. Basically, calling me now. Calling me. So this transcription starts. Okay. Oh my. Oh, this is working as intended, which is good. Now, so let me get your laptop in charge right now. Let me just touch this now. So you do this properly. It's on. I got for 5 minutes total to do it properly. So basically, what's today's date? Today's date is I don't really know. Today's date is the 3rd of December 25. So welcome back to my channel. It's not really a thing, but also the kids are really the neurodivergent kids. So basically, I'm still at 15 years away. So basically, my reform has been filed for section 205 on the github.com / OBI Nexus / legislation, which is for neurodivergent only legislation first. But include neurotypical people, because I don't want anybody that's neurotypical there in legislation. But I have to get it done properly because I'm trying to protect the most vulnerable people for the most time. But they're gonna be neurotypical people outside. I don't even want to get to mix you guys. So basically, what I've done regularly is just make sure that the legislation I've put through today for the to see the. Basically, I've got the FI request. I got it by coming file when I left it on my computer. But the freedom request, I have to upload to change.com org / /OB Nexus _ reform. If you go to my YouTube playlist and go to my more link, you see the reform, and you should see the data there for the reform or the PDF document, which is there for whatever the data was. The images starting communicating. But I'm trying to get thorough council people that are neurodivergent to so kind of a meeting in person in Thurrock regarding my section 205, which is my mandatory legislation for neurodivergent people. So that legislation will be for neurodivergent people for cerebral change only, because I need that sorted out first and foremost. Oh, this is disgusting. I'm gonna say anyway. I don't give a shit. Basically, the legislation is for like neurodivergent people only. So basically, again, why this is important? So autistic people, ADHD people on the spectrum. I have basically it's like basically how does our children calculate human rights? You don't tell a kid what's your human rights ever again in this framework. So I have eyes that can see you and you can see me. I have nose. You can smell me. I can smell you, or some of you. Anyway, not all of you. But I have mouth. I can taste. I can taste food. My food. Anyway, I already ate it. I can still get my chocolate in my teeth. Let's eat with the Dr Pepper. I have nose. Oh, my thing is good though. So I have that. I have Pepsi, so I can taste the Pepsi. That's not branding, guys. Maybe Pepsi is branding. I don't really know. Yes, but I have ears. I can hear you. That's for my sight already. Now I can touch. I can touch this paper. I can feel the texture, the sharp corners. Oh, it's kind of not sharp. It's kind of like It's not really sharp. It's like a rubbly kind of weird feeling. It's like it's like just uniform difference. Like paper card. It's just stupid paper. Anyway, this is kind of metallic. So it's like rubber. So this is my legislation. So you got 5 senses already. Everyone has 5 senses before when they're born, and you cannot be that human rights. But that's 5 senses already. But we are autistics. We have 3 more senses. I am bipolar. So bipolar is very important to add to this because I can interpret this many ways because we don't really understand how the brain works. So the bipolar one's the first other human rights on top of human rights. So that's the bipolar right. Basically, like the Titanic movie, I saw it. I love the Titanic movie, but I had many interpretations of it because I felt so much ways and cried and I was laughing, I was happy, but a lot of death in the movie. So I didn't know why I was so sad and happy, but I understood I was sad and happy because I was bipolar because I love the Titanic and I could love it. I mean, the Titanic was very emotional to me. It was moving in a way that was more moving than the people in the movie in the ship about the real world because it reflected the real world setting perfection. So I'm bipolar. So that's my another human right. You have the bipolar share about your diversity. You have 6 union X between the 6 human rights for neurotypical, including bipolar, which is their right too. But because you're doing typical people, gonna be constitution. We have 6 human rights too in this framework too. But you have 7. So I'm hearing you. I'm intaking information. I can basically if this is a live stream, I'll be talking to someone. I'll be interpreting whatever they say, not what they already know about it, but my interpretation of what the reality is, which is a 7 human rights. So we got 6 and 7. Now the interpretation of that thing, now to relay whatever they say with my bipolar, which is my 2-way interpretation system. That's eight human rights I have for one person. But because I'm working with the system, the robot, the environment around me, that makes the interaction communication more clear. So basically, neurodivergent people have what 8 human rights minimum in the constitution. But the 7 human rights is just the default one. 51 does not really want to anyone. But 8 human rights, that's the maximum. There's a policy in my constitution, not 7 by 7. So 8 human rights, 8 plus 8, me and you, autistic, or talking to each other on the spectrum. 8 plus 8 is 16. We got 16 human rights minimum. We cannot go beyond under that ever. And we got 8 times 8, 64. So 18 plus 16 is 6, 10, 10 carry the 1, and then 10, 7, 6, 7, 8. 18 human rights total. Even the 5 plus 5, 25, plus 5, 5 plus 5 is 10, and 5 times 5, 25. That's equal to 5 times 5 is 25, 5 plus 5 is 10. That's equal to 5 to the 5 human rights minimum. Shared human rights, but there's no that one's just broken. So I'm just telling you, this is start catching up. Because my shit 205. I wish I can do that now because I'm independent. But I'm trying to build a lot of weapons, a lot of things, but not like guns and anything, just like because I want to do it, but the rules was too rigid. For me, I was so creative because I didn't have to get a license, I have to do this. This is nonsense. You have to get a test. And they don't, you still don't get it. But I'm thinking of like this do problem. So this is my chance to do everything I want in my life. Because my shit 205. So we have 18 human rights, a new division, right? You can try to calculate it, and it's just going to tell you automatically, I have 18 human rights. And they say, how do you get to that number? Because you can have a conversation with the child. Now, we got OBIAZ. So, T3A and T3B. T3A is relation to that's constitutional code. So basically, everything in Tier 3A is stable. So we shouldn't mess with that ever again, because it's like what the system remembers of our ontology. So it's basically tier 1 is open access, open source code. Tier 2 is business access. So, but they split into tier. Basically, I want to split into 3 tiers. So you get tier one, which is tier 1 knowledge tier, and tier 1 open knowledge, open sensory knowledge based on the 8 lattice. Because you calculate with the lattice, not union, because you got times and a plus, that's the lattice order. It's the same thing, but in different ways of doing it. Because if you do plus, all doesn't matter. So it's the lattice model I have. So you get tier 3A hard access, tier 3B to B is Uche. Uche is knowledge, knowledge U, and then OS is king. So knowledge, the power part in knowledge. And then you get the unity one, the shared one. Unity, SA and Uche. Ushin Obing. One heart, one unified heart. That's our shared model, that framework, which is 18 human rights abide by minimum. So basically, if I do the 18 human right minimum, the maximum will be double it, because you have to have some rationale to double it. So the maximum will be 180. Because 16 human rights maximum. So you can split 180 into 2 human sections, basic stuff and want, need, and share. 160 divided by 3 is 16 divided by 3 is 16 divided by 3 is 8. 8 times 3, 16 divided by 2 is what? 8. 8 divided by basically you can do a third of 16 is what? A third of 16 is 6. 6. So that 6 is going to be like a shared human right between all of us that work together. Basically, it's a consensus system. Consensus. What is consensus? Consensus is basically if I ask you for permission once, you agree. You give me your permission, but this framework you made permission to do it, but you don't want to do something, you get it wrong, then you have an anger because we didn't really understand each other. That's basically agreement. We agreed on it. It can be a bet or something, but there's no real form of verification because it's just one way to do it. And if you mess up, you work something. You get the second one, consent. You get consent. So if you have consent, you get something to do something. So if you get 1, 2, you have to consent. Consent to do something. To do you're going to play a game. So you see, because I'm 18, see you want to talk to me. I'm 24, but someone says 18. So if I have like someone that's if I have a friend that is 15 years old, because I do have someone that's kind of younger friends, 15 years old, and they want to play my 18-year game, I'll give them consent. That will say, yes, we agree on this once. Yes, we agree. We have to give you consent, and consent is formal. So consent is more formal because there's no rigidity in the flexibility. So if I say yes, and they say yes and consent, and they say yes to my game, and I say no, I don't give you consent. This is consent stage. But it's try one. Concentration, because trial and improvement is the goal here, not trial and error. Because trial and error is for people who are really organ system, security system. No, the third one is like a trial and improvement, trial and error, trial. And the third one is consensus. So consensus means I agree formally, because I'm sure that the second consent was not a mistake. So if I make it, if they say yes and if you say yes once and the advice is then they do something wrong, then you say no, then you say no next time, and they do wrong. This is inconsistent consent. So that means they're not abiding by whatever the terms agreed on. So if you have a trial 1-2 for consent, and if I give you, then you try them 3 times for consent, then you can, they say no and it doesn't work out, then you don't have to, you never give them consensus, because you have to trial again, you have to exhaust the system before you can do. So this is consensus system. So the tier 3A, knowledge, B essay, and C king, and C consensus unity. But basically tier 3A to C are all open sense compliant. Because based on the 8A model, but the consensus will be bound by what the system and the people is built around, or the ontology, the nature of the other people, the original individual people, and the consensus is basically the same thing. Others. So you got that interpretation stage, and then you got the trial. So you get something called Mmuko-Turtles. Now the Mmuko-Turtles are like basically if I have a child, which I don't, I have a fake child, but I really just want to think about you guys. So I have a child, I give him a Mmuko-Turtle. He's part of the Mmuko-Turtles. Now the Mmuko-Turtles are the children. Basically, I'm a Mmuko-Turtle because I'm not a child. It's not the children per se. So basically, you have 2 turtles to 1 dragon. So I'm a Mmuko-Dragon. Because I do the because the dragons allow me access to the consensus system. Because basically it's for Mmuko systems to ensure there's some kind of flexibility in the Mmuko ID. Because Mmuko ID is like a sculpture spirit, so basically it's like your avatar rights and your digital rights. Basically, you see the 80 rights here in the game. Mmuko doubles it to 160 rights because you get another 80 rights because you are an avatar, you are in the digital space. So that's what gives you. So you get 80 human rights, and you get another 80 human rights for digital avatar. Because when you have a digital self, that's really easy to exploit by you're not able to know your real self. You don't what you want able to know yourself. That is it. So that's the idea there. So Mmuko is it's kind of like Mmuko. If you go to GitHub. .com/O for Oscar, B for Bravo, I for Indigo, N for November, E for Echo, X for Extra, U for Umbrella, S for Sarah, M for Mother, M for Mike, U for Umbrella, K for Kilo, O for Orange. You get Mmuko, I for Indigo, D for Data, that's Mmuko ID. This is considered ID like gaming, social media. It's not like the other one digital ID, but it's your ID. You give consensus before you can use it. You never give consent. So it's like UK digital ID, but you're gonna have that soon. So this is my own version, Mmuko ID. So you get the Mmuko Turtles, the people that are slow, don't want to give the consensus. It's gonna mean Mmuko-Dragons. You want to give all the consensus. You get the people that just consent. But the consent one, basically you think of something that's in between the dragons and the basically the turtles can fly. That's the idea. Because Mmuko turtles are the slowest people who want to go the slowest way, and you just give them permission for everything, permission. And you get the Mmuko-Dragons, which are the fastest people that just want to get everything done, but have the winning wishes to do. Basically, you got stage 2, which is consent. The consent is very important to understand. So I come to people with the animal, the bird, Mmuko freedom bird. So the freedom bird, freedom eagle, this is two of them birds, like some kind of animal. I'll show the picture for Africa. Mmuko parrot. Okay, the parrot is like basically okay. You get it. Basically, let me call it Mmuko Guinea. Mmuko Guinea, Gini. Then basically let's make it Mmuko Guinea. Now Guinea is a parrot. G for golf, I for indigo, N for November. This is like the consent one. So it keeps asking, how do I do this? What do I do? That's a bird in my framework. That's like a parrot. But that parrot has a name. It's called Guinea. And Guinea means what? So Mmuko Guinea. So basically, when you get the parrot in Gussie line, that's what you're using to trick people. So you get the turtle, you get the parrot, you get the dragon, and that's the idea behind the consent system. Because if you pick the turtle, You're consented to nothing. You just give them permission every time you do something. You give the consent to the guinea, the parrot. You get the parrot, and the parrot will be the system used to guinea the parrot. We can't remember the name in Igbo. How to say the parrot. And you get the dragons, people that are really quick to consensus. So the goal is to have all this thing work for people, and you don't get anybody budging this, because I don't trust you guys with your own digital ID even. But I want you guys to have some kind of decentralized network via the onion system, which is like a give and show that all the areas is equity, but not but equity in the system. Because the system must show that Mmuko-Dragons are not exploiting the Mmuko turtles and vice versa, and the Mmuko-Parrots, the people that want to get things done with the consent, based on the age gating verification for the things like the corn. Basically, I'm trying to send a constitution on the corn system. Basically, you don't have to work again ever in your life. If you have your compound, you can have your own cornfield. Your cornfield would be like your plot of allotment to build your own solar wind panels and everything, and fertilize everything. Because the system must keep itself down, stable too. Because you have a cornfield and you don't water it, it dies. The corn dies. So that's the idea behind the whole system. Because you must remember why it was made to in the first place. You don't diverge from what it is. So that's idea. So the cornfield is like one corn hop. So basically, anything that's in the onion system can be decentralized, and that's what the cornfield is basically. You see, food is not optional. Then water is not optional, but you can plant your own. You can plant your own crops in your own compound, near your own house, in your back garden. But you have to show this lightning and everything. So that's the thing. If you put some basically as a clause now, so that's what I'm saying. So one more thing. Some people that's extremely neurodivergent, can't speak. They need open space too. So I'm trying to design the compounds to reflect my input ontology where I'm from in Nigeria. So because we have open spaces, and they have like a back gates, and you have front gates, and the front gates are really where you put everything, where everyone goes to that knows you. But if you go to the back gates, that's where your friends and family come for a party. So you never go to the front gate for a party, because that's just your entrance to your main house. Your gate opens for only you, but the back gate opens to everyone, which is kind of weird, but it works. It works because the topology doesn't allow you to hide anything beyond the boundaries. Because you're there. So the back gate is like the old one of done it, but I'm thinking mine was circular, so there's no point of entry, point of failure. So basically, you live at the corners. You live basically the compound is like it's like a high this structured design. So you can't just walk into the compound. You have to go round corners in the old model. But I'm thinking basically if it's like a round place, you never have to go round. You go round, you walk round, round, round. And when you walk round around, there's no point of entry, no right on corner to shoot someone. That's the idea here. So you get the working in the center. You work in the center, but that's just one model. You can basically the topology is based on pi. The pi. So you get like you can have like two compounds, one compound which is like the main allotment place. But that's where you work mostly. But you can have that away from your front entrance where people come. So people come from the back for the party, but they never meet where you work, because they work and they breathe in the park in the area, and they're able to go up and down, and basically it's a place to go from a compound in topology system. There's no fragmentation in the circle, in the regional area circle, and that allows you to move freely between going to work, in your zone, and separating the element from where basically there's nothing to separate it. Because, basically you can have someone work at the radius. So for example, here you live here, you work, you breathe here, you live here, and you work here. It doesn't really matter how you prioritize it. Because, what I'm saying, this literally looks like a circle, and but it's a bad model. It's just really very good. Because, I'm very proud of it. Basically, this is parameter for the area. This just there's no. So this is where you work. So if you want someone to work, you come here. But this is the back. This is the front. So if you want to work, you park your cars here. But the cars park here, so you need a gate here. So you can go from here to the gate out here to work. But this is the main front. This is the front for you. So you can bring your car in here and bring another car in here. But this is a circle topology. You don't go round the angle like this. You don't go round. You never go round, guys. That's the idea. So you have to have like a brain psychology. So you because no one can it's no point of entry because it's not a structure. It's a bit like the structure is designed to protect you. If you want, you can have a moat. I don't really care. You have a moat. But as long as I can get to it, we are not killing people in the moat. That don't basically the moat is like what we do to for security measures, but we never got to that because because of Nigeria. But the moat was like that. So you can have something that you can bridge, but you need security measures to bridge it, especially with having the back because you can fetch point lighting, things that people actually want to live in a good life. Like if your house is here, if you work here, your space, and you are making music here. And I'm making music as son here. This is my life, and they got a drone here. A drone can fly to see the danger. Because the delivery basically the delivery comes from above. Basically, we don't have any doors here. Because I want delivery to fly, deliver to fly. Because I'm thinking about myself. So you're gonna have a cornfield. Only you for yourself, cornfield, literally for corn things, and then you have some kind of wheat that never dies, because the ecosystem is sustaining itself. And that's what I'm saying. That's my future, guys. That's what I want. That's what I want my future to be. I don't want to be in a room, guys. I have this want to do. So this will be easier. It'll be like a model on biology for myself. But the idea is to have the topology sustain itself. Because if solid stuff is cash clean based on chamber model. Because the chamber is like if the food if something cannot grow in it, it's like dead to you because you're gonna die. You to so what I'm saying to you, it's more of the system recognizing its sustainability and ensuring its flexibility, and expansion over time. No matter the weed, anything, the vines that grow, it has to be reflective of the nature it's in, so it can sustain itself. When if you have fish tanks here, the fish tanks are can be your food. But if you don't want to kill, you have pets too. I want pets, so that's the idea. The pets are able to come in into the thing on the ground, but they know how to get in and out. If they ever not come out, I'll be worried, guys, because you guys are the best way to kill the fence, based on the NFA resolution, this two-state representation of non-single final automata, which the model. But as I'm saying now, in most respects, the people is put on top, which is to bring topology because the square topology is like more tactical. But there's no point of you going me going away from this thing if I'm going to be working for my PhD for like 8, 7, 9 years of my life, because that's basically you can have a PhD there, but my PhD is like lasts a minimum of 6 years, 3 + 3 is 6 years. That's the issue. Basically, it's like my ontological PhD. So you do yourself. So you need kind of stability for 6 years minimum, and then you get the maximum systems you want to do it 9 years. But 9 + 6 is 15. So if I'm working with someone, we'll do it for 15 years PhD. That's just the policy, my framework. I don't do my PhD with myself. I do it with someone else. I do it for 15 years, not 9 years even, because that's what I'm doing it. I can't even do it for like 6 years because that's the explosion. So that's the idea of the future I'm having. So we talked about what we talked about. What have we covered in this video? We have covered my Mmuko, Parrots, Turtle, and Digital ID. My one that's the one to replace because Star Wars not really thinking about the problem. Because Mmuko ID is about the spirit that causes all digital or not, for life and work and breathing and rights to data. Mmuko-Dragons, Mmuko-Dragons, Mmuko Parrots, Mmuko-Birds, Mmuko Freedom Birds. Basically, custom Mmuko spirits is about you living the most authentic life possible. And not masking. Music at night. Basically, the installation of sound, all that's fine. Even like your own force field. I don't really mind where you put it. Just as long as you can respect people. Okay, guys. Thank you for this video. I'm gonna off this video now. Thank you. Bye bye.